right, micro students, what I'm going to do with this short lecture, I'm hoping this is really short. I'm squeezing it in before we have trivia at 8 o'clock tonight. So priorities. And then I'll get that Monopoly lecture posted shortly as well so that you can get this homework finished up. I want to work through some math with the perfect comp model, bringing together what you learned about cost curves in the last chapter, along with what we're learning about marginal revenue in the perfect comp and Monopoly stories. Relating those things together in an example. So let me get to that example. I will upload this. I think I already have uploaded this example in Canvas, and I'll upload this lecture to go along with it to complement it. So give me a second here. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And so here we go. The perfect comp model is here. And so what you've got, this should look super duper familiar. This is exactly like what we did in the last block of material with respect to solving for all these various costs. So I'm going to move through it pretty quickly, assuming that you remember what you learned from chapter 7 with the cost curves. So when my quantity is 0, the only costs we have are total fixed. There are, in fact, no total variable costs. So I'm going to put a 0 in there. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to center all of these. I like my numbers being in the middle. There we go. And we know that total fixed costs do not vary with quantity. So it is okay to copy and paste all of these as we go down. So I'm going to go into each one and paste, each one and paste. So as I go down, if I had this in Excel, it'd be a lot faster. I would just drag it down. But in this case, the total fixed cost, regardless of what the quantity is over there on the left, and notice my quantities only go from 1 to 10. So in this case, whatever the quantity is, the total fixed costs are always going to be 100. Since I know when my quantity is 0, the only costs are those fixed costs, my total costs are 100. So if this is my total cost in column 2, and I know 100 of those total costs are fixed, all I need to do is subtract the 100 from the total cost to get my total variable cost. So in this case, 130 minus 100 is 30. I'm going to scooch down, get this out of my way here. I'm going to make room on my desk here. And then if I go down, obviously, 150 minus 100 is 50, 60, 72, 85, 110, 140, 180, 230, and 290. So there we go. See how easy that was. Now, average total cost, I'm just going to take the total cost and divide by the quantity. And since you can't divide by 0 in any of these averages or in the marginal, I'm going to do dashes there. But the first one, I'm just taking my total cost and dividing by my quantity. 130 divided by 1 is 130. 150 divided by 2, 75. 160 divided by 3 is 50.3. There's a 53. Hold on one second. Let me get to my calculator. This is why I do these things with a calculator. 53, right? That's what I thought. Okay. Make sure I do this right. 53.33. There we go. Don't miss $3 there. And so then clear 172 should be divisible by 4, and it is 43. 185 divided by 5 is going to give me 37. And then 210 divided by 6. So you can go through later and double check all these. But notice what happened with my ATCs. They fell from 130 pretty quickly down to, they're continuing to fall down to 35. 240 divided by 7, 34-ish, like that. 280 divided by 8. I got 35. So look, it falls to a low of 34.29 and it's starting to rise. So I found that minimum on the ATC curve. That's going to be really cool. All right, and then let's do 330 divided by 9, and that's going to be 36.67. 390 divided by 10, that's 39. So you see it reaches its minimum right here. Let me just shade that one for you. There's the minimum. All right, so let's do AVC. Same thing. I'm just going to take the TVC column now and divide it by the quantities 1 through 10. So the first one, 30 divided by 1 is 30. 50 divided by 2, 25. 60 divided by 3 is 20. 72 divided by 4 is 18. 85 divided by 5 is 7. Is that right? 85 divided by 5. I need to double check myself. I thought it was 17 and it is. And then 110 divided by 6. Oops, 110. And I'm just plugging this into my calculator. 18.33. Notice it hit its minimum before the ATC. It dropped from 30 down to 17, hit that minimum, and it's rising again. So 140 divided by 7, that should be 20, right? And then 180 divided by 8, I get 22.5. These should continue to go up. So 230 divided by 9, 25.6. And then 29 divided by, or 290 divided by 10 is 29. And so now just what I want to show you is that the curves, the numbers reflect the curves. They fall and then rise, fall and then rise. All right, let's look at the MC, change in total cost divided by change in quantity. Notice that my change in total cost, or my change in quantity, is going to be 1 each time. So I can just look at my change in total cost, and we're going to be dividing by 1 because we're going from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. The increments are 1. Okay, so let's just look at those change in total cost. The first one from 100 to 130, that's going to be 30. Notice the AVC and the MC in the first round are in fact the same. Okay. The second one, oops, what did I do there? I clicked something. From 130 to 150, that's an increase of 20. From 150 to 160, that's a 10. 160 to 172, 172 to 185, 185 to 210. 210 to 240 is 30, and then 30, and then 40, and then 280 to 330 is 50, and then 60. So you can see the MC falls to 10, and then it rises significantly after that, okay? So let me highlight the minimum there. So the MC hits its minimum first, then the AVC, and then the ATC. So that's what I want you to see. All right, so go ahead and graph these. I'm not gonna do that, you guys know how to do this. Now what we're gonna do, the market price is 30. Knowing that this is a perfectly competitive market, look, the perfect competition model, only in perfect comp, is the market price equal to marginal revenue. Remember that horizontal line, P on the left, MR on the right, they're the same thing. So I can, and in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert a column here, and I'm going to call this MR. And now my MR in scenario 1, I'm going to do this several times, right? Actually, let's just, yeah, MR, the first scenario, or in C, let's say in C, MR in C. I hate that it makes the copyright symbol. Okay, go back. Hold on one second. I'm going to change this quantity. This is too wide. There we go. Make these spread out a little bit more. Okay, to give myself some room over here, just a little bit more. I can move these numbers over. And so, there we go. Okay, so in the beginning, it's 30. So I'm going to do dash dash because that doesn't matter. And then I'm just going to do, it's 30, it's 30, it's 30. It's a horizontal line. So it's all the same. No, this one doesn't need to be highlighted anymore. So we'll just do no color on that one. Okay, there we go. So what we want to do is we want to find where is MR equal to MC. Except for this first one, ignore that one. Look further, okay, and look for where MC equals MR, and there it is. So you can see there that the MC and the MR are the same, and I'm going to try and highlight this whole thing. I'm going to turn it into red. See? And then I'm going to do this. There we go. So you can see that MC equals MR. And let me do this. I'm going to even insert shapes. You guys know how to do this now. I'm going to do this. Look. Right? These guys. And I'm going to do no fill. And I'm going to do outline big and red. So let me do some weight on that guy. And there we go. Look at that. MC equals MR when my quantity is 7. This firm will choose quantity where MC equals MR at a quantity of 7. Okay, so write down here and see how much will this firm make in the short run. They will choose 7 units. Okay, and at 7 units now, it's asking how much are total profits. Okay, so let me do this. So again, how much are total profits when we have 7 units? Well, total profit is going to be equal to, you learned it one way, P minus ATC times Q. That works as well, okay? Or it's TR, total revenues, minus total cost. Since we have the total cost column already, I'm going to use TR equals TC. So in this case, total revenues is my price. The market price is 30. Hold on, so this is going to be P times Q, right, minus total cost, okay? And so then my price is 30, my quantity is 7, and my total costs are 240, okay? So I'm going to say this is going to be equal to 210. 210 minus 240. This firm is negative 30. They are making losses at a price of 30. Okay? Well, that's not good, but we're going to stick it out. Well, let's see. Should we shut down? So we're going to shut down if my price is below my AVC, my variable cost. So that's why this column over here, AVC, is important. So now look at the AVC, and for 7 units, the AVC is 20, but my price is 30, so I'm not going to shut down. So let me write that in here so you guys can learn that. This firm will not shut down. Let me do that again. Not shut down because price is greater than AVC. We know that 30 is greater than 20. We checked. Yay. Okay, so we're going to keep operating even though we're experiencing short-term loss. Now, let's say that the good news is our market price jumps up to 50. So now, when our market price is 50, that's going to change our marginal revenue straight line across. It's going to move that thing up higher. It's going to come across at 50 now instead. So what we need to do, what I'm going to do now, is I'm going to copy all of this so we don't have to recalculate it all, right? That would be crazy. I'm going to copy, actually, yeah, I wanted to get rid of stuff. Oh, well, I'll copy it first. I want to get rid of the shading and stuff, but let's just copy. Copy, and I'm going to come down here in a new decision-making area, and I'm going to hit paste, okay? And now I'm going to add a new column, insert, column to the right, there we go, and I'm going to call this MR in scenario D now, because we did C before. So now this is part D, and my MR is going to be 50 all the way down. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, enter my 50s all the way down. All right, and I'm going to get rid of this guy. There we go. I'm going to undo this shading. And I'm going to do black. Oops, I need to highlight it. Hold on. Let's highlight you guys, and you're going to go black. Okay, there we go. So all I did, I got rid of the old MR of 30, and now I'm changing it to 50 because that's what the question is asking. Now let's figure out what our profits and losses are. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to look across MR and MC and find where are they equal. Right here is where they are equal. Okay, do we see it? Let me shade you guys. Oh, I don't want to do yellow. That's already been done. Oops. Yeah. Stop. Green. Aw. Why are you guys being weird? Okay, anyways, let me do this. Ew. No, it doesn't like something I'm doing. Anyways, insert, shape, square. And there we go. And I'm going to do no fill. And I'm going to make that guy huge. In this case, let's make him blue. No, let's make him brown. And let's make him big. There we go. So notice now the quantity is 9. So now it's this whole row, right? Now we've moved to a quantity of 9. So how much is the firm going to produce? In this case, in the short run, they're now going to choose 9 units because that's the level of quantity where MR equals MC. Okay, cool. At those 9 units now, what are total profits? Well, like we did before, we're going to do profit is equal to total revenues minus total cost. To get total revenues, I'm going to take P times Q, right? Minus my TC. So in this case, my price is 50. We just found the new price, and my quantity is 9. And at a quantity of 9, you have to come and get your total cost up here. It looks like it's 330. So minus 330 in this case. So 450 minus 330. Hey, good news. Now we're making positive 220 in profit. Yay, we like this. $50 is a lot better than $30. All right, so that's how we would change our decision making then based on the price changing in our market. What else? Now, lastly, I gotta get rid of this. The last part, E, I'm gonna cut. Okay, now the last part said, okay, E, one more scenario. What would it be if it dropped to 10? What would the profit or loss be? So again, same thing. I'm going to take my same cost curves, just the cost curves. I'm going to copy these, okay? And I'm going to change that MR. So I'm going to change this, going to paste that there. I'm going to insert my column, insert columns to the right. I'm going to make this my MR. And now it's $10. Down, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Whoops, back up, 10. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Let me get rid of some stuff because we're going to change our decision making. This is a whole new decision making. We don't need all this old stuff that's going on. So let me get rid of that. No color. There we go. Okay, so now we search and we find where are the 10s equal. And look, I see it. Okay, right here. So let me insert my square to show this, right? That's going to be where the MR and the MC are equal. Okay, again, I'm going to do no fill, and I'm going to make the outline green, and I'm going to make it big. Right? Okay, but now my quantity is going to be 3. So let me shade these guys again one more time. Okay, but now, so in this case, the quantity would be 3, except in this case, notice that my price of $10 is below my AVC. This firm will shut down. So in this case, at a price of $10, this firm will shut down in the short run because price is less than AVC. And we know that $10 is less than 20 in this case, okay? So in that case, and in fact, we always say that the shutdown point is the minimum AVC. So 17 is important. Any price, and let me write that out. In fact, any price in this market that falls below $17 will cause the firm to shut down in the short run. That's known as the shutdown price. Okay? All right, so now that we've worked through this nice little example, hopefully you guys can finish the homework, do the quantitative parts on your own. I'm going to wrap it up now and get this posted for you and get working on that Monopoly lecture so that you can actually finish up that homework. Keep working hard. I'm proud of yins. So I'm going to stop sharing here and get this posted for you. All right. Thanks, guys. Let me get rid of you. End.